Well, hey there, how's it going? I just had caffeine. Welcome to CSGO News. Let's go right into it. And our first big CSGO news story today has to do with our recent release of Oskar from the HellRaisers CSGO roster. More information has been released about why the team actually benched Oskar, and apparently was the reason why was he pulled a mini luminosity and went ahead and signed a forward contract. In other words, kind of speaks for itself. He signed a contract with a different team while he was still playing for HellRaisers, and that team has been released as apparently being Mouz Sports, and that contract was signed for sometime in September, so only a few months away. Oskar should be playing for Mouz Sports. And for any of you guys who've been following Mouz Sports the past few months, and especially the past few weeks, they've had some pretty decent performances and been performing very well as a team, potentially a top 15, maybe even a top 10 team in the world, and one of those more consistent teams out there. So following a short little timeline here, a couple months ago in the last major at DreamHack Malmo, they did place top 8 there, a very decent performance for any team to go to a major and place top 8. After that, shortly about 2 weeks ago, they did make it to the semifinals of E-League Group E. Now, unfortunately, they actually got swept by 2-0 by Flipside Tactics in the semifinals there. Not one of their best showings, but then they came back last week in the ESL Cologne qualifier for this major coming up in 2 weeks, and they did place the top 2 seeds there. They placed actually, I think, first or second. They did not lose a single match throughout the whole qualifier. They went 3-0, and they were one of the top teams to actually qualify for the major in the next couple weeks. So although they had, a great run in the major in DreamHack Malmo, and they kind of had a short little stint a couple weeks ago, they showed up last week, and they're right back on top where they used to be. So the real question is here, if Oskar does actually join Mouz Sports, who will he replace? Him being that main opera role, the only real person you're going to target is probably Chris J. And again, like I've said before, this Mouz Sports team is coming off a very consistent, not really a roller coaster. They've been performing very well as of late. So the real question is, if Mouz Sports does potentially do well at this major, we might have Oskar tasting the bench of Mouz Sports, and he might not be starting in their lineup. I am so jacked up on caffeine right now, I can't even slow down talking. I am so sorry. Anyway, next story. And another big CSGO news story released actually yesterday revolves around G2's very own Shox, a man who is known for his legendary skill with both the Deagle and the USP, and his ability to find the heads of his enemies and nothing else. And it seems now that all of a sudden and finally the world is beginning to question and doubt his skill, of which some people find to be unrealistically good. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, this past week the entire community released a clip and saw this clip of this past weekend of G2 versus Liquid in the ECS tournament that went on this past weekend, and it was actually in the quarterfinals in a best of 3 series of Team Liquid versus G2. This is on the first match against each other on the first round, and this was actually released. The clip that everyone has seen in the community, I'll be playing it right now.
In the same way G2 did, it's a whole different game.
Those fast 8 rounds of the pistol are so brutal, and we see a lot of teams doing it these days.
And just in case you guys did miss it, it took me a couple times actually to catch this one because I am kind of, a really slow starter. But hey, quick freeze frame right here for all of you guys. It was very suspicious, the sortal and subtle aim lock that he had through that wall over there towards the exact positioning of the player and his head. So it seems that the whole world is all of a sudden in shock, literally in shock, of the potential chance that a top team in the world, G2 and their very own player Shox, might have actually cheated at a LAN event, ECS, this past weekend. Now it really kind of shocks me, okay, this joke is gonna get old, but what really shocks me is the ability for a team to even possibly do this. Personally speaking, I don't have too much experience from these LAN events, but it would seem to me that, probably the worst time to try and cheat like this with your own computer system or whatever it may be would be at a LAN event. You'd think they'd be checking those kind of things very closely. I might be completely wrong on this, but you would think that only online tournaments would have the potential for cheating. So I would love, Thorn stated his own video on this. He had a great video, released it very, very thoroughly, very cleanly, saying that us players from the audience have no potential. We should not be able to speculate on this kind of stuff because although it looks suspicious, a lot of players, you could pick apart all these clips of all these players and say, oh, that looks suspicious. Oh, that looks sneaky. That should not be right. You could find all these potential parts, but he also said if it comes to a multiple circumstances, G2 Shox is getting clipped on this kind of thing every single tournament, multiple times per tournament, then it's something you should look into. But right now, it doesn't look good for Shox, but I'm not sure there's anything they can do against him, and I do have respect for the player and the team. I do love G2 and how they play. I did not even notice this. I would not have even caught this myself. So for right now, we're going to have to see what Valve does, how they kind of chime in, and how they actually reprimand these players if they actually have done anything wrong. We'll find out sometime soon in the future. If they ever will get caught, I have no idea. And this brings us to another big story, another big release that was happening by a YouTuber by the name of Honor the Call. I did not want to put this in the video today, guys, but it's drama that I do have assessed, and I want to state my opinion on the topic really quick. I'll make it very, very brief. As you guys may or may not know, a YouTuber by the name of Honor the Call released this video just yesterday stating that Tmartn and very own himself Syndicate, yes, Tom himself Syndicate, have been accused of apparently scamming on the website known as CSGO Lotto on their own YouTube channels, basically faking these bets and these big wins to draw people to this website called CSGO Lotto. Now the evidence against them is very, very heavy. If you guys don't believe this and you want to hate on the video, feel free to. With this guy, I want to link you guys down to his video down below about the whole situation. He had very overwhelming evidence of why this is a very staged thing and why it should not be legal for them to do this. Now Tmartn and Tom himself Syndicate actually own the website CSGO Lotto. We do have this proven in his video as well. They're the IPN owners, they're the actual website developers and owners, and Tom Syndicate himself is actually a vice president of the website. So he's proven this in his video. I really do encourage you guys to go check it out. It's received a ton of hate, but also a ton of support, and I do actually believe his side of this, and it makes a lot of sense. This is a big conflict of interest. If you guys don't know what that means, there might not be evidence against these people, but the fact that you guys need to just think about this really quickly. And again, I'm not going to be, making another video about this, exposing them. I don't need to, but the proof is this, guys. These two, Tmartn and Syndicate, own the website CSGO Lotto. They should not be allowed to make videos about it, them winning these bets, because if you own a website like this, trust me, I know web developers, you can give yourself as many credits as you want. It's not that hard. You can give yourself unlimited tries, unlimited credits, unlimited money on the website and skins itself. It's, people are always saying like, oh, it takes so much web development, it takes so much coding to do this kind of thing. It doesn't. When you own the website, it's incredibly easy. I know web developers myself, so go check that video out, guys. It's incredibly weird how all of a sudden we try and expose FaZe Clan, MoTV, and now all these other players are coming out about, faking all these bets. So it really goes to show you how volatile and how staged the entire gambling community is, which brings me to my next point, which I'm very scared to share with all of you guys, but this will be the last story of the whole video. So a little more lighthearted note, talking about that last topic, I am sponsored by CSGO Sweep. Now I actually ditched that sponsorship a long time ago, but I also told you guys in that video, for those of you who paid attention, that I promised them 2 videos. Now my first video, it's receiving a lot of controversy because obviously I had a partnership with a gambling website, then I started calling out other gamblers, and my video myself, I actually made profit on my second attempt on the website, recorded it, and now everyone believes that I was also faking it. So the problem with this is I do want to still make CSGO Sweep their second video. I love the developers over there. They're my personal friends, and I promised them a second video, but I will not be gambling on the website for that video. It will strictly be a giveaway, and I guess a little side gambling. So you guys can expect that video within a week. It's going to be the biggest giveaway I've ever done on my channel, and the great part about it is I'm just going to show you guys the website, do a couple bets, whether I win or lose. CSGO Sweep and the developers and the owners themselves have promised us a set amount of a giveaway for all of you guys, the viewers. It'll be the biggest giveaway I've ever done myself, of course sponsored by CSGO Sweep. But the awesome part is the part in payment that they offer me for the video, the part they were going to pay me a set amount of money for the video, I instead opted out and I said, can we do this to the giveaway? And they said, heck yes, Jake, we will make the giveaway as big as possible. So thank you so much to CSGO Sweep. That video will be coming soon, and yes, it will be controversial, but if you guys want, don't go to the website, don't gamble, but at least participate in the giveaway. It's going to be a huge giveaway on my Twitter, sponsored by CSGO Sweep, and I cannot wait to give you guys all skins. It should be a huge giveaway, and I'm very pumped about it, and again, very thankful for them over there, being personal friends, and they've been so nice about the whole issue. As you guys know, I ditched my sponsorship with them. I promised them multiple videos, but they're only making me do 2 videos, so I'm so thankful that they're very lenient with that, and they're great guys over there. So that's going to do it for today's episode of CSGO News. Hope you guys watched the video all the way through and understand why I'm doing that second video for CSGO Sweep. After that video is out, I am done with gambling websites for a long time. Although they pay well, they're not worth it, especially right now. As always, live, love, laugh a lot. Thank you guys all so much for the great support and feedback. I will hopefully be responding to the first 200 comments on this video. Hope you guys all enjoy. Live, love, laugh a lot. Remember, I like you. I'll see you guys all tonight on the live stream or tomorrow on a CSGO episode of CSGO News. As always, remember, I like you. You know what's coming.